Hello everybody, welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today, we're going to be playing some more Triangle Strategy. We've got 3 character stories before we go on to, well, see what these Scales of Convictions are going to be about. So, let's go ahead and start with that. Ooh. Okay, one of them's a new character. Look at this guy's portrait. Who's this guy? A single man puts an end to the chaos caused by some Frosty soldiers in Glenbrook. Who's this guy? Kind of looks cool.
Ah, my shop! Someone stop this madness!
Carry on screaming and sniveling! This land is ours now, and we'll do as we please!
You monsters!
Ha! Try me! I'll cut you down where you stand!
Oh my gosh, is he another Hawk Rider?
And just what do you think you're doing?
With the goddamn shield? No way. Oh, dude.
You disgust me. Be gone from this place.
So, you've chosen death then?
You think you're gonna beat this guy? Come on, look at this guy.
Hold! Lest my eyes deceive me, is that not Sir Flanagan?
Sir Flanagan.
And what if I am?
'Tis him! The bloody shield in the flesh!
How did they not hire somebody who had an Irish accent, huh? Sir Flanagan, really?
I am Captain! Damn it all! Run for your life, you fool!
The Black Irons are as frosty, aren't they?
How far they have fallen. They confuse might for morality, and sully the duchy's good name.
Yeah, he's as frosty.
Hail, soldier! I cannot thank you enough for coming to my aid.
'Tis instinct. I cannot abide such cruelty.
Former Frosty soldier Flanagan Groot. A former Frosty soldier and commander of the elite Black Irons. He is also known as the Bloody Shield. Cool. I like him already.
Though I no longer call myself a soldier, it is the only station my skills afford me.
And he's gone. Okay, Batman. Okay, Batman.
My lord, a man calling himself Flanagan requests an audience. Will you grant it?
Flanagan? The name sounds familiar somehow.
Ah, he fought in the tourney, didn't he? The one they call the Bloody Shield.
Oh, I don't remember
He's
him from the
Frosty
tourney.
Soldier. What brings him to me? Anyhow, send him in.
I might have to look at that again. Was he in the one that we fought against? I'm trying to remember who. No, we fought Hyzan. So we didn't really get to see
Bloody Shield.
much of him then, probably.
And many more since I answered to that name.
Then what brings an Frosty to us this day?
Words cannot bring back your countrymen, but I give them to you anyway. I condemn the duchy's actions with every fiber of my being. Deeply ashamed am I of our Archduke's willingness to shed the blood of innocents.
All right, cool.
Meager though they may be, you have my sympathies.
So, you came all this way just to apologize? You're a strange one, all right.
I am well aware that words alone mean little. And that is why I offer my service, that my words might ring true.
Why House Wolfort? There are far greater armies that would give anything to have a warrior like you in their ranks.
I have no interest in further bolstering the might of Frost or Hyzant. They trample the weak with no remorse. I will stand for it no longer.
And you think you can stand here and call us weak? You little...
You intrigue me, Sir Flanagan. But what of your title? Is your shield truly stained with blood?
'Tis a name given to me by men, nothing more.
You can trust he'll hold his own in battle if you take him in. One look is enough to tell you that.
A boon to our cause, then. provided we ourselves do not become the very thing you despise. House Wolfort welcomes you, Sir Flanagan.
The feeling of intrigue is mutual. I am at your service.
You're two peas in a pod, aren't you?
Flanagan has joined your forces. Yeah, we must have met some kind of convictions level to get him, huh? Flanagan's aptitudes in battle. A rugged and mighty warrior who soars above the battlefield, draws the enemy's attacks, stands strong against head-on attacks. Okay. They specifically say head-on attacks, which means that he probably doesn't have the same skill for guarding his rear. So for rear attacks, we might give him that bangle that protects his back attacks a little bit. But yeah, he's basically a flying tank. I'm okay with this. Okay, so we got Julio, or Jens, not Julio. Jens, and we've got Izana. Okay, let's start with Jens. Jens shows Serenoa a book he borrowed from the archives. What? So in other words, he stole it. Is he the one who stole the book from here? Probably not, right? But maybe. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, look. The mine is still under S. Frosty control. It's still in the red. Yeah. We need to get that back.
That tome is an apprentice's resource, if I'm not mistaken. Are you studying ironworking?
Yes, I borrowed it some time ago from the archives in the Grand Duchy of Esfrost.
Okay, not stolen then.
I haven't had a chance to return it, what with the state of affairs being as it is.
Ian's? I can't remember the last time you privileged us with a visit.
They pronounce it Ian's. That's interesting.
Well, my weapons aren't going to forge themselves. But now that I've a respite from my days of sweat and flame, I thought I'd continue my studies.
You hunger for knowledge the way a fire hungers for kindling.
I'd never have become the blacksmith I am if not for what I gleaned from these tomes. If it takes a lifetime of studying and striving to forge the perfect weapon, then so be it. One day, all will know the name of Ian's, the greatest smithy the realm has ever seen.
That is all well and good, but would you mind proclaiming that a little more quietly?
Yes, apologies. In my excitement, I quite forgot I was in a library.
I must say, I can't help but admire your burning ambition. But while we're speaking in hushed tones, our army has been anything but quiet as of late. You forge weapons for them, yes? Might you have any insight into the matter?
I wish I did, but I have scant time for the goings-on outside my own small forge. Though, now that you mention it, my orders from the army have increased.
Could it be that they're preparing for war? As if a war could break out on the eve of our three nations' grand new venture.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That would be unthinkable.
Right? Careful, researcher. You're gonna find yourself dead in a ditch.
Frost's sudden attack on Glenbrook confirmed my worst fears. And once the war started, I could forget about returning this book. But I still hope to. One day, when peace is returned to our realm.
I hope you will fight by my side till it does.
Without hesitation, my lord.
All right, Izana's turn. Hewitt brings Izana to the woods to show her something, but what could it be? This is my waifu.
Tell me, why did you bring me all the way out here?
Was something unclear in my explanation?
Well, truth be told, I was clutching to the hawk for dear life. I could not make out a single word of what you said.
Well, then perhaps it's best to simply show you.
If two people can fit on that
What?
thing...
Who?
If two people can fit on that thing, why isn't that a mechanic in the game, huh?
Oh, it can't be.
Izana, my love,
Oh, no way.
I'm overjoyed to see you unharmed.
What happened, bro?
You're alive. Where have you been? I looked for you. I looked.
How did Hewitt find you?
I caused you worry, and for that I am truly sorry. I went to meet you, but on the way realized that you were being followed by Hyzant's watchdogs. I threw myself at them to serve as a distraction. You managed to escape, I see, so my efforts were not in vain.
You fool. You should not have worried about me. What did they... What's wrong? Are you wounded?
The goddess of salt has scant mercy for those who have renounced her. The marks her scorn left remind me of their presence on cold nights like this. The night I escaped, I fled to my home. However, I returned to naught but ashes. So I fled further, deep into the mountains. There I found refuge with a kindly old woman, where I've lived ever since. Until now, that is.
You asked me for my assistance, and I am as good as my word. I hope my efforts did not disappoint. I expect you two have much to talk about. I shan't disturb you any longer.
Mistress Hewitt here explained to me how you've come to be in their service. I would give anything to aid you in your fight, but...
Say no more. Do not worry, my love. Leave everything to me. I shall bring this war to an end, so that no more innocent sacrifices are made upon the altar of faith. But for now, let me spend this night by your side.
Ooh, saucy. Just adults doing adult things. Never you mind, children. Don't ask questions. I am not going to be the one to explain it to you. Yeah, right. My demographic is definitely not the younger crowd. Alright, so let's check out our roster just really quickly and take a look at our new guy. Okay, there he is, Flanagan himself. Let's see. So, yeah, he comes in at level 22 for us, which is good. So they must always come in close to our level. I like that. It means that we wouldn't, if we get them late, that means that we don't have to grind them, right? So Hawksbane, so the arrow thing is still going to be here. Decreases damage taken head on. You've got Shield Bash, you've got Aerial Assault. Ride your Hawk to a selected square. The Hawk will deal physical damage to all enemies within range. Okay. So it's kind of, it sounds like a ground slam then. Shielding Stance, oh cool, that's what we just got on Serenoa. And Fortify, I wonder if that's only on self. That's probably going to be a defense boost, but I wonder if it's only on self, or if you can give it to other people. That one will be cool. And yeah, you're probably coming in as a veteran, right? Where do I see that? Yeah. We'll see in the encampment, I suppose. Okay, I think we have some new books that we need to read. The people of Norzelia. People are a product of their environment. For example, citizens of Glenbrook are calm and mild-mannered, much like their mild surroundings. Those living in the Crown City that bustles with trade, however, are calculating and easily influenced by others. The people are also characterized by their emphasis on custom and tradition, which can be expected from such a long-standing nation. Those living in the Wolford domain are simple and sincere, perhaps influenced by their lords. As Frosty citizens, on the other hand, are characterized by their proud and independent personalities. The duchy is home to many ambitious and inquisitive artisans. Some might say they can come off as self-righteous. The Hyzantian subjects are pious and honest, followers of the goddess. They offer their thanks to her every day for her blessings of equality. Ordinary persons such as myself tend to feel ashamed in comparison. Finally, we have the Roselle, marked by their rose-colored hair. Unfortunately, I have never had the pleasure of meeting a Rosellan in person, though I doubt I ever will find one outside the source. The goddess's teachings portray them as sinners who attempted to monopolize salt in ancient times. But could that really be true? Winds of Norzelia. There are two large wind systems constantly blowing across Norzelia. The cold wind blowing from north to south is known as the mountain wind. The warmer wind that blows from east to west is the desert wind. These two winds collide above the plains, creating clouds and bringing about rainfall. The breeze generated by this collision also helps ships traveling upstream. Birds instinctively use this wind when in flight. Messenger birds in particular take advantage of the gusts to travel long distances quickly. When great hawks have riders upon their backs, they utilize the strong winds to ascend and glide. Skilled hawkers and hawk riders can read the winds and use them to travel further, faster. The Might of the Goddess. The history of Norzelia is also the history of the goddess's teachings. The goddess punished the Roselle who attempted to claim the realm's salt as their own and bestowed the source upon her faithful. The goddess's scriptures are the oldest of Norzelia's written records, and her teachings are the oldest religion in the land. The history of her followers predates that of all nations. With the source and the power of salt at their backs, her faithful built a nation headed by a hierophant that unified church and state. That nation came to be known as the Holy State of Hyzant. According to the scriptures, Hyzant is the oldest of the three nations. Also a lie. Though it is unknown when the giant statue of the goddess at the source was built, her believers assert that it is the goddess descended upon this earth. Her words are spoken through the hierophant, who in turn brings equality to her faithful. Interesting. I think we have heard this before, but I don't think I made the connection, but... oh no, her faithful is referring to the goddess. I was gonna say, I thought for a second that that was saying that the hierophant was a she, a female, but that's not what it's saying. The fact that such a peculiar nation owns the source and has held such tremendous influence since antiquity is both a mystery and distinction of Norzelian history. While some books assert that Glenbrook is the oldest of the three nations, those records were written after the goddess's scriptures. This has led some to believe that they are more fabrication than fact. Although there is no doubt as to when the scriptures were written, their level of literary completeness suggests that other records should have existed at the time. Since no such records remain, however, it is hypothesized that a large-scale book burning may have occurred. Yep. Coming right out of the rule book, huh? On how to be a overbearing religion that controls information. The origins of the Grand Duchy of Esfrost are complex. The nation's founders were of House Esfrost. A family of nobles related to a previous generation of Glenbrook's royal line. At that time, a clan from the northern mountains repeatedly invaded the kingdom and caused great damage. House Esfrost then led a company of vassals and mercenaries into the mountains and defeated the clan's chief. In recognition of their valor, the king granted the Esfrost dukedom and rulership of their conquered territory, which came to be known as the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. House Esfrost encouraged the mountain folk under their jurisdiction to turn their ironworking skills into an industry, thus strengthening their move towards independence. When the crown transferred to the current family line, Esfrost made its break from the kingdom and established itself as its own nation. Their military might is still alive and well in the Black Irons, who wield the latest iron arms, and the mountain folk raised in the harsh northern environs ardently support the simple and stable rule of House Esfrost. Okay, that might have been the last one. Okay, we're up to date. Alright, Whitehome Castle, main story. The paths before House Wolfort diverge, meaning they will have to go their separate ways for the first time. Which way will Serenoa take? I don't know, I don't even know what the options are yet. What do we think? 2 choices or 3 on this one?
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolfort. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Oh yeah, the town.
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellan village.
Jerome and his folk are there. They can handle a few mangy thieves, surely.
Not according to the messenger. The bandits are proving a formidable foe.
Which is why they have asked us for aid.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
Okay, there might be 3 options.
What is it?
I suspect Patriot and his royalists of filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolfort's assistance.
I see. Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us. 1. Return to Castle Wolfort as my Lord Father requests. 2. Defend the Rosellan village from bandits. Or 3. Remain in the capital to investigate the royalists.
Lord Simon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolfort has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Simon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events. I would go to Castle Wolfort, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellan village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolfort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then. I am stronger, enough that I shall bring no dishonor to House Wolfort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
So interesting, like we might actually be splitting up the group, and Serenoa is choosing which one to go with?
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters. Separately.
Ooh, this is wild.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take. Bring the scales of conviction.
Okay, damn. I think Lord Simon is the least of my worries right now. I really want to help the Rosellans, but also it is pretty important that the Royalists be taken care of sooner rather than later. Otherwise, that could turn really bad really fast, I feel like. But I really don't want to leave the Rosellans on their own either. I cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration efforts. There should be no question as to what needs to be done here. And yet, something has me unsettled. Indeed. Okay, Rosellan Village. Remain in the Crown City to expose the Royalists. Return to Wolfort and tell Simon that Glenbrook has been reclaimed. Huh. I mean, the Simon thing seems like the least important one, but I don't know, man. This is tough. I don't know what way to go on this. This is an interesting map. Wonder if there's ever a fight in here. Ooh, we need those extra large. We also need to see if we can go outside to talk to people. Let's just make sure there's no other items in here. I didn't even see a shiny there. Are you heading out, my lord? Sure am. Oh. Hi, Milo. I must admit I am deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa. A lord turned saint who won back his kingdom from his frosty clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people will welcome such a hero home. Pray allow me to accompany you, my lord. If I go to Wolford, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. Okay. I feel a little bit uncomfortable that she's going to be going there without us? Huh. To what end? To what end, you spy? Interesting. Okay. It has me a little bit concerned. Our salt reserves are running low. We must restore trade with Hyzand as soon as possible. As one of the Saintly Seven, isn't there anything you can do? There better be. You needn't worry so much. The consortium and merchants are already on the move. Let us give them some time. Isn't that putting the cart before the horse? If you allow merchants to do as they please, our kingdom will lose face. We will, of course, expedite officially restoring trade, but it is critical that we stabilize our salt supplies. And we could accomplish that quicker and avoid any unnecessary confusion by using the merchants. I see. Drastic times call for drastic measures. It's more important right now to adapt rather than being bound by the usual order of things. You've put my mind at ease, Lord Wolford. I cannot thank you enough. Oh, just a butterfly. To think that King Roland was alive all this time. Your house has my utmost respect for helping him reclaim the capital. My allegiance to the royal family shall not waver, not now or ever. Good man. We were downright cowards under S. Frost's rule, but hearing stories of House Wolford's courage in reclaiming the capital has inspired us to do better. Lord Serenoa, I have heard great things about you. You were appointed one of the Saintly Seven and even demonstrated your prowess as Lord of a high house in battle. How should we Royalists address you from now on? I heard some bandits were spotted on the outskirts of the Rosellan village. Rumor has it they're led by some father and daughter duo. Yep, that doesn't surprise me one bit. What were their names again? Travis and Trish. Father and daughter. That sounds like Travis and Trish. What could they be after? Family banditry. Okay. Anything in the fountain this time? An amulet of immunity. Nice. I'm guessing poison? To all status ailments. Wow. Okay. Okay, cool. I like it. We Royalists, along with Minister Patriot himself, are helping to rebuild the capital. We must reverse all the changes that Esfrost has wrought and see the crown back to its former glory. I know that there are many problems facing the kingdom now, but us Royalists are more than happy to take care of everything. Is it true that the Royalists tried to win the Archduke's favor in order to protect themselves? Why, you see, the people, it was all for the people, my lord. We thought that by bending the knee first, the people would follow our example and be spared from harm. So you allowed yourselves to be used by the Archduke, and now that he is gone, you change your tune yet again. How dare you? I refuse to be condescended to by cowards who deserted us to curry favor with the Holy State. We did what we had to survive, and I shan't let anyone tell me I was wrong to do so. Whatever helps you sleep at night, Princess. Feels good to call him out. Ooh, okay. That's probably for a weapon upgrade. Any other shinies? Not seeing them. Okay. Doesn't mean they're not there, as we found out. I don't have the best eye for these things. Okay, that did not help me make a decision any easier. Oh my goodness. I have no idea what I should do here. But we've got to make a choice. Man, we've had so many fights with Trish and Travis. And if it happens in the town again, like, I want to see new maps, you know? And I'm afraid that this one's going to happen inside the Rosellan village again. I don't know, maybe it won't. I don't know, I think the right thing might be to uncover the Royalists. God, that's a tough decision. It's a really tough decision. I'm most scared of what the Royalists can do, but I also don't want the Rosellans to die. I feel like it's still House Wolfort's duty to protect them, you know? And they know things. I think we're helping the village. I think we're helping the village. Let's see what you have to say. If the rumors of bandits are true, then Jerome and the others might be in danger. I must go to the village and see how my people are faring. She's already chosen her path. Yep.
Ah, yes?
Things are slowly settling down in the capital. Right now would be the perfect time to pay the Rosellan village a visit. It won't last. By the time we get back, the Royalists will have done something terrible, but I feel the need to go to the Rosellan village. The rumors of bandits are clearly troubling her. Perhaps you could help put her mind at ease. Okay. Let's see. You want to remain and do the Royalists? Makes sense. We may have freed the capital from Esfrost's clutches, but there is still so much work to be done. As a member of the Kingsguard, I wish to stay here and help unify the Crown City. Okay. I will remain here in the capital, but you needn't worry about me. You must decide where you need to be, friend. Nobody up there.
Lord
You're undecided?
Serenoa.
We finally managed to rout the Esfrosti forces from the capital, but it seems our busy days are not over yet. Now we must decide which issue requires our attention most. It does feel like the Rosellan village is the most pressing one. They are actively in danger. The Royalists are just being corrupt in the background right now, but there's no active danger. And going and talking to Simone just does not seem that important, which probably means that it's the only way to get the true ending. I do know that there's a true ending. And I do know that we've probably already missed out on that. So, like, I'm not worried about that. That's going to be a second playthrough sort of thing anyway. But... oh, man. Hard choices. They're hard choices anyway. As the steward of House Wolford, it is my duty to let Lord Simone know what happened while he was ill. There's a word missing there, Benedict. Okay, what do you have to say? Crown City's finally back in Glenbrook's hands, but our work's far from over.
Listen, lad.
Where do you think we should go from here, lad? Alright, I think it's time to start convincing. We should look into the bandits spotted near the Rosellan village. So you want to accompany Lady Frederica to the Rosellan village, eh? Is it really that important right now, lad? My father promised that no harm would befall the Rosellan village, so I must do what I can to see that fulfilled. You're right, Lord Simon swore he would defend the Roselle from Hyzant, and it's fallen to us to do it in his stead, and we've managed it so far. Jerome and the others might be in danger too. If this is the path we choose, we'd best make haste to that village. Thanks for that, lad. I think you might be right about the Rosellan village. Okay. Sounds like we did pretty well on him.
Lord Serenoa.
You would have us accompany Lady Frederica, my lord. The Rosellan village, far though it may be, still falls within Wolfort, and I cannot turn a blind eye to anyone who seeks to disrupt our domain. Of course, it is your duty as lord to think about such things.
Even so...
But our opponent would not be another nation's army, but simple bandits. I cannot help but wonder if that is truly a priority right now.
I need time.
Having bandits in our domain is certainly a problem that concerns House Wolfort, and yet... Okay, we probably didn't get her. I don't think that was convincing enough. You're good. So, Hewitt's the only one that we have left to try and convince. We may have freed the capital from Esfrost's clutches, but there is still so much work to be done. You want us to make for the Rosellan village. Are you certain this is the best time for that? Now is the time for Roland to show his people what their new king is capable of. We must put our faith in him and focus our attention elsewhere.
Good point.
I suppose you are right. This is a critical moment for him as king. If the people saw that House Wolfort had a hand in resolving the problem, they may be hesitant to acknowledge his power. Yeah, we've kind of gotten hints that that might be the case, right? That they're trying to prop House Wolfort up as being more powerful, almost. Like, we've gotten hints that Hyzant wants to do that from their little side story. Because the resources that they're giving to the people here are going to come through us, and they seem to think that that was going to be a benefit to them in sort of diminishing Roland's power. Perhaps the capital is best left in King Roland's hands after all.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd still be more comfortable if Hewitt stayed with him. I don't think that's how that's going to work, but I'd be okay with that. I see now your reasons for wanting to visit the Rosellan village. Okay. There's nobody else we can really talk to, so let's give this a shot.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolfort domain, depart to the Rosellan village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
We're going to be very, very far from the capital, which is kind of scary.
You have my vote.
After much deliberation, I have decided to let your convictions lead us. Wow, I wasn't certain that we got her.
I have faith in you.
I was uncertain, but I trust your judgment, Lord Serenoa.
You won me over.
I've got no good reason to disagree with you, lad. You have my vote. Okay. We got them all?
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
I guess our convictions align, huh? Okay. Investigate the bandits.
The way forward is decided. We march to the Rosellan village and drive the bandits from the surrounding woods.
Okay, so we won't have Benedict and we won't have Roland in the next fight. I think everybody else comes with us, though.
I shall accompany Frederica to defend the Rosellan village. I know not what the bandits are after, but I cannot allow them to run rampant over the land.
Thank you, Serenoa. I am heartened to have you by my side.
Very well. Fulfill your duty to your domain. I shall see to things in the capital.
Then I shall venture to the Wolford domain and make our report to Lord Simon in your stead.
And this is farewell for now. King Roland, Benedict, until our reunion in the capital.
Okay, Roland and Benedict left the party. Our buffer is gone, the person who was integral to our strategy in the last fight. All right. So, looks like we're going to be going into part 2 of chapter 15 in the next episode. So, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one where we find out what Trish and Travis have in store for us. These two are a thorn in my goddamn side. Man, these two. All right. Well, see you in the next one. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters, Darren York, ZTD, Seventh Son, Louis D, Ivan K, Len, HLLJ, Knife Namaste, and Jordan and Emily Hill. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.